Hello everyone, we're going to do a fun calculation today. We're going to try to calculate the maximum price of 5 coins during the bull run based on their last market cap, how much the market has grown since then. There's a adjusted modifier for dilution since their last market price maximum, and of course the dilution of how many coins there are in its actual supply. We're going to use XRP, Cardano, Solana, HBAR, and VET. XRP's calculation is going to be slightly different. The modifier it's going to get is much higher. At least the market growth modifier is going to be much higher because it's the only one where the maximum value or the maximum price was actually achieved in 2017, 2018. The rest of the four, it was achieved in 2021. So because of that, the market growth modifier for XRP is going to be 11.73, whereas the growth factor for the rest of the coins is only going to be 3.28. And that's a very easy explanation. I'm assuming that we're going to get to about $10 trillion in total market cap at the peak of the bull run. So based on that, the top of the bull run back in 2017, 2018 was 852 billion. So therefore the market grew by roughly 11.73 times. The peak of the market cap in 2021, when everyone else achieved their all-time high, was 3.047 trillion. So the modifier is only 3.28 because the overall market cap will grow about 3.28. And in terms of the market dominance dilution, there's more coins now, a lot more now than 2017, 2018, and still more than 2021. So there's going to be kind of like a penalty multiplier, and XRP's penalty multiplier is going to be a little greater as well because it's been longer since I'm retrieving the data from XRP. And plus, it's actually so the modifier I'm going to be using is 0.9 for 2021 and 0.7 for 2017, 2018. Honestly, it should be less than 0.7 for 2017, 2018 because a lot of the big stable coins, especially Tether, came up during between 2017, 2018 and 2021. It might have started before then, but it came up within those years, and that actually diluted the market a lot, as well as a lot of the other big coins that we actually have now. So it should probably be 0.55, 0.6, but I'm going to use 0.7 because that's just kind of the value that I came up with. 0.9 I think is fine for 2021 because all the big stable coins had already been established, and many of the coins that are in the top 10 kind of already there as well, or had their first peak during that market. Now, why only -10 and -30? There's 10,000 coins now versus a couple of hundred back then. Shouldn't it be much shouldn't the modifier be more severe? No, because most of those coins are garbage. 99% of them will never see the light of day, and they don't take up much of a market. I think if you look at overall dominance for top 100 coins, it hasn't changed nearly as much as you think. The stable coins have definitely diluted since 2017, 2018, not quite as much since 2021. And that's why the dilution factor is way, way greater for 2017, 2018. But you're only multiplying by 70%, whereas for 2021, you're multiplying by 90%. Now, of course, after that, you also have another factor for coin dilution, the supply now versus the supply when I last took the value. So let's actually put that all into a formula and see what we get. So we have XRP, ADA, Solana, HBAR, VET. Those are the coins that we are going to calculate. Now, XRPs, like I said, it's not quite as accurate as the others because I'm having to go much further back into time. And this particular calculation assumes that XRP, like all the other coins, achieved an all-time high. Essentially in 2021, and it kept on going higher to achieve the one that we're going to calculate now. But obviously it didn't. But since there was a lawsuit and everything, we're going to use the values from 2017, 2018. So you basically have $3.11. I know the maximum was greater than $3.11, and for Cardano it was greater than $2.91. And so on and so on. For VeChain, it was really 29 cents instead of 23 cents. But I'm basically using the data from CoinMarketCap. And CoinMarketCap only maintains that data if it had that value for maybe a day or two. And obviously XRP didn't stay at 380 for all that long, maybe a couple hours. But it did stay at around 311 for some time. Same thing with Cardano in 306, 307, which I think was its maximum. But anyways, based on the CoinMarketCap data, $3.11 times the $3.11 times the 11 0.73 modifier for market times 0.7 for the overall market dilution, and then you have to divide it by 1.487 because there's actually 48.7% more XRP in the supply than there was actually like back then, back in 2018. So obviously, if the supply of a coin is greater, the value of each coin is going to be less. So you get about $17.17 as the maximum price for XRP. Cardano, we're going to take the maximum value from CoinMarketCap, $2.91. You multiply it by its modifier, which is going to be much lower at 3.28, because that value was actually achieved in 2021. And then you have to multiply it by 0.9, which is the dilution factor, and divide it by the actual coin dilution of 40.5. So like it's 1.405. And after all of that, you get about $6. So ADA does have 40.5% more coins than it did back when it achieved its all-time high in 2021. So for Solana and HBAR is not going to be glorious because the dilution rate is for the coin itself is going to be so high. So you take the maximum value back in 2021, which is $258.78. You multiply it by 3.28, and then you multiply it by 0.9, which is the overall market dilution factor. And then you have to divide it by Solana's dilution, which is 1.957, because there is roughly 95.7% more Solana than there was back in 2021, and you get about $390. So yeah, not as glorious as people had hoped. HBAR, for HBAR, you have 50.54 cents, which was the all-time high price according to CoinMarketCap. You multiply that by 3.28 for the market growth factor. Then you multiply that by 0.9, which is the modifier. And it's looking good right now at $1.49. But remember, there's 293% more HBAR now than there was then. So that's where HBAR gets killed on this calculation, because the supply of HBAR was only 13.04 billion back when it reached its all-time high then, and now it's 38.25 billion. So we have to divide it by 2.93. And that actually gives you a value of 50.9 cents, which is still above the last all-time high, but not nearly as much as people were hoping for. I think HBAR will actually surpass this, honestly. I definitely think HBAR will actually surpass this. But if you're looking at dilution, HBAR has by far the worst dilution in terms of circulating supply out of all the coins. Now, VET, we're going to take 23.51 cents, multiply that by 3.28, multiply that by 0.9, and then divide that by 1.259, because VET didn't dilute very much. It only has 25.9% more coins than it did back in 2021. VET supply is almost all out, by the way. And you have 55.12 cents. So based on this formula, XRP can max out at 17.17. Cardano will max out at $6.11. Solana maxes out at 390. HBAR maxes out at 50.9, and VeChain maxes out at 55.12. Now, I know some of you aren't satisfied with Solana and HBAR, and that's because of the massive dilution. And some of you are like, well, the utility should actually overpower the dilution, and you definitely could be right about that. But remember, the amount of supply out there does actually matter. Just look at Jasmy. Obviously, Jasmy is a much more extreme example, but having almost 3 times as many HBAR tokens as you had in 2021 when it achieved its last high does actually matter. Once again, like the calculation for XRP does assume that it made an all-time high in 2021 as well. If I actually use the real data from 2021 and use the same modifiers, it would be like $4. Actually, we can just go ahead and do that right now. If XRP, if you just took like $2, which was basically its all-time high in 2021, and you multiply it by the 2021 modifier, multiply it by 0.9, which is the dilution factor. And it wouldn't be 40, you wouldn't actually divide it by like 148.7. You would probably do like 124.3 or something. I'm just going to cut the coin dilution factor in half. And you would get about $4.74 if you actually follow the 2020, if you follow the 2021 trajectory. So you would still get pretty close to $5. But since I gave it a much, much higher modifier because I'm drawing data from way, way back, it does get to 17.17. Now, do I think the top two, ADA and XRP, will get to that price? That I don't know. But I do think Solana and HBAR will actually surpass the expectations. VeChain, hopefully it gets to 55 cents, but that's how you calculate this. You can actually calculate this for any coin based on these factors and make a kind of like a mathematical prediction in this way instead of relying on charts and stuff. And the thing is, the further you go back in time, the less accurate this will be. I mean, I think if you took Ethereum from like 2013, 2014, you would see Ethereum's max be like $50,000 or more. But that's because like 2017, 2018, like the market growth was just like, it would be phenomenal. It'd be like, 10,000 or something. And at that point, Ethereum's value would be like off the charts. So that's part of the reason the XRP's value is so high right now, because the market growth factor is so much bigger. And it's not like the market growth factor isn't like linear. So I probably should have made an adjustment for that, but I just did the straight modifier. So anyways, that probably gives some of you a little bit of hope for XRP and ADA. Maybe you're not so happy with Solana and HBAR, but remember, their utility could actually outweigh the dilution that's there. So that's what I have to say for today. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.